Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. So as you all know, raids are out today. I've done a couple of raid dungeons and the first two didn't really go that well. We basically suicided the entire thing. So didn't get any loot, we're a bit clueless about what we were doing. But anyway, finally made it through with a team and we were making the potions and everything, so we were doing pretty decently. Hadn't really died that much throughout the dungeon and we were in a good position to take on the Great Olm or whatever it is at the end. So this is going to be a quick video for anyone who hasn't done it before, taking you through how to kill it and survive in the last area. Now, just a quick note, this is still the day of release. This is a video just for people who are struggling now, and don't comment on this video in like 1 month's time saying I'm doing everything wrong, because I most probably am. So yeah, without further ado, I'll get into the video. Right, so if you want to kill this boss efficiently, you're going to have to use all three combat styles. You're definitely going to want to have Bruise and the rejuvenation potions, like stat restores basically, and you're going to want to have an overload as well. Now the reason for the overload is you can drink the overload and then you can chug Bruise and you don't actually have to restore, because the overload naturally restores its stats back to 120 or combat stats. So that makes things a lot easier while in the final area, and you don't have to worry so much about your brew to restore ratio. Gear wise, you can see what I took on screen. I'm sure this could be perfected, but bear in mind I am still an Iron Man, hence the crystal shield and others and stuff like that. I do actually have runes for blood barrage as I was healing up on one of the hands, and that did seem to be quite effective. Also, I do have the SGS there for more potential healing. So I'm just going to start this final clip. There's going to be a load of mistakes, but don't worry, I will just try and explain the basic mechanics as I see them crop up. Okay, so throughout the final boss fight, I think currently the best thing to do is just to pray mage the entire time, and we're in, and I'll get into mechanics now. So there are two hands, as you can see. There is the left hand, which you have to attack with melee. Bear in mind that this is the Great Olm's left claw, so make sure you can double check by right clicking the claw. You can melee this down until it becomes unattackable. Then you should always switch onto the right claw, which you can mage down. If you're actually low HP, you can blood barrage this to get some HP back. Trident is obviously the best DPS here. So this is the first stage, and I think there are a varying number of stages. I've only had it as 4, but some people said there were 3 in their other raids. So it will be on the west side of the room, and then once you kill both claws down completely, it will pop up on the right side of the room. And when it gets on the final stage, it's a little bit different. So for the first couple of stages, you've just got to keep killing the claws with mage and melee, and once I get hit by some attacks, I will point them out. Okay, so one of the special moves of the Great Olm is that it spawns like crystals underneath you. You can see these appear below your feet, so you have to watch out. And if you simply just run away from these crystals, they won't damage you. But if you stay too long in that space, they will hit quite a lot of damage. Once you kill both claws, lots of things will appear from the ceiling. I think the best thing to do here is just to run around, maybe go in the corners, some of my teammates were doing. Just make sure you try and dodge these things exploding, as they do hit you for damage when you go underneath them. Okay, and the boss will spawn at the other side and you have to get on your respective claw with your combat style. I would advise to bring Arim's robes for the mage claw, because mage accuracy does matter. It's not like a Barrows boss or anything like that. Another thing you have to watch out for is the little electric green electric bolt things coming across the room. You can dodge these by running out the way of their path, but if you do get hit, they will stun you and they will hit you for a lot of damage. I think they even take your prayer off as well, so you can get hit by the mage of the main dragon. Okay, so next on your to-do list, you need to dodge when the main dragon lets out a fireball out of his mouth. And I'll put a clip on screen showing this and how to get out of it. So the dragon lets fire out of his mouth, and then somebody got stuck inside, but they did manage to use a water spell to make a hole in the flames, and then they managed to run out of the side. So it is possible to escape that deadly attack, because it does hit quite a lot of damage if you get stuck inside. Okay, so you're going to keep on fighting the claws, making sure that you run around and avoid the falling objects when it switches phase. The eye will burn with you. I don't think that means anything, you just say it above your character head. I really haven't worked that one out yet. Okay, so I will fast forward this boss fight so it doesn't go on too long. But basically what happened is I started running out of stuff, although you can see a lot of the final mechanics in here. When you get this white portal underneath you, you have to run. The best idea is just to follow your partner, so it involves minimum coordination. So you're not trying to walk on top of each other all the time. Even though that does save 5 damage, following definitely does cut down on the perfect coordination you'd have to have otherwise. The next mechanic is this little green splodge underneath you. Just make sure you keep your prey mage up and you need to keep running around. Don't run underneath your teammates because it will poison them. And don't stop running, otherwise you will get hit for damage yourself. So you have to keep running around while you're poisoned. When you get a red portal underneath you, you need to make sure you keep running so you're not stood in the same spot for too long. Otherwise the damage will hit you. As you can see my teammate doing over here, he's running around and not getting hit by the things coming above his head. Make sure you stay away from the other players while you do this because it can hit them as well, I believe. For the final boss fight, you need to make sure both claws end up finishing at exactly the same time. So you need to get the mage claw down as low as possible and wait until you've basically killed it. And then you need to get on the melee claw. So the melee claw is a bit different because it has a little green shield protecting it, as you can see just there. And when you hit it when the green shield's on, it's going to... And if purple hit splats come up, then that means that you're hitting it and it's just healing. So you need to wait for the shield to disappear and then proceed to hit it again when the shield is not up and you can actually do proper damage to the boss. Okay, so now the mage claw is really low health. I can go and help kill the melee claw. So we have to finish this off, and now we have to go and quickly kill the mage claw. As you can see, the melee claw starts to respawn health. And if that gets to full, then it comes back completely and it will have all been a waste of time. So yeah, as you can see, I die here. I'm pretty much out of everything and I got caught in the fire with no way out. So I died and I could go pick up my grave outside. I had a lot of bruise and things just outside the raid dungeon, so I could go straight back in. But this last part isn't really that difficult. So it's definitely it is definitely possible to do without dying on the final boss from start to finish. Avoid the damage. There's a lot of avoidable damage in there, so it is quite good. So I think it is a really well designed boss for the end of the game. And all you do on this last bit is the same as before, making sure you follow what I've told you to do, group up for portals, run around when you're poisoned and you have the red portal, just so you don't inflict damage on your teammates. And yeah, that's basically it. Make sure to always keep your health high and watch your stats, because the overload does regen your stats, but it does so kind of slowly. So I'd probably drink brews when you need prayer at the same time, just so you can be most efficient with your hits and stuff. I think probably a blowpipe for this final form would be quite good, but I obviously don't have that on my Iron Man yet. So yeah, just keep avoiding these little coffin things and then you'll get to the end of the raid. So I'm just going to jump into some live commentary for my first non-suicided raid here and see what we actually get as a reward. Oh my god, we killed it, yes boys! And I think I've got quite a lot of points, but I've got this flipping potion overlay on. Thanks to all my teammates, they've been really good. Shout out to my friend Bleak and all the other people from Iron Man CC, they did a great job on this raid. Okay, so I finally worked out how to turn the stat overlay off so I could see my points. And I ended up on 12k, did die just at the end. What are we going to get? That's actually not that bad. 76 Adior and 62 Dragon Arrows. Could have got a rage item, but you would have seen that when the boss dropped dead. So yeah, that's not really that bad, to be honest, compared to the other stuff I've got, like Silver Ore and Pure Essence and things. Not a bad loot. Not the best, but I think it's not supposed to be like Zora churn out GP per hour. It's going to be the high ticket items are going to be very profitable when you hit them. And obviously I probably prefer it like that, being an Iron Man. Gives you that satisfaction when you do hit the unique drops. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of mini guide. It's been kind of rushed, to be honest. It's not meant to be the be all and end all of guides. It's just out there for anybody who's struggling on the final, because I know I really was. And then when we did it this last time, I just thought, this is how you do it. I'm gonna show people what to do. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna do a few more raids now, and I will see you in the next one.